What's up, everybody? We have had one hell of a day today. I'm not gonna lie. The story we've got coming up, as you've seen probably from the title, is kind of crazy. We've never seen this ever before, but before we get into that, some quick headlines. Chip Roy floats the idea of ousting Mike Johnson as Speaker of the House. He said, basically, we need to let him know that we're angry about this spending deal, which conservatives tanked when they voted for it in the House. 203 to 216, I believe, was the numbers. Voted against the spending package. It's like, holy crap, here we go. You know, Johnson just needs to get his act together, and he needs to stand firm against the Senate and against the White House. He has the power of the purse. He controls everything. But good news, folks, Chris Christie is set to drop out of the race. Thank goodness. Who cares, right? I mean, who cares about Chris Christie? Nobody's backing this guy anyway. I wish Nikki Haley would do the same exact thing. Ron DeSantis, go ahead and do your thing. You're not going to win, but, you know, go ahead and do your thing. We need choices, right? But, I mean, we have Trump and we have Vivek Ramaswamy. Those are the two best choices. If you don't vote for either one of those, you might need to rethink your priorities. But impeachment articles are now going to be coming forward against Alejandro Mayorkas. Once again, they're going to vote for it. So we're going to see if that's really going to happen. We'll see if they actually vote to impeach Mayorkas. We need to get every single Republican to vote for this. And all I would say is show one of my border videos to the entire of Congress. Just show them one of those videos I've made. And I can guarantee you that we'll get all Republicans to vote for impeachment. And maybe some Democrats. Possibly. But, what's up, everybody? How the hell's your day going? Hope you're having a pretty good day. We're doing alright over here. As you know, this is Legitical Response. We cover political news. Keep you up to date on what the government is doing. So if you're interested in keeping up to date with what the government's doing, smash that subscribe button for me and turn on your notifications. If you don't mind, it would be a big help to me if you would also kindly smash that like button. Thanks. But let's go ahead and get into some news because, like I said, today was a whirlwind, right? Now, yesterday we covered Hunter Biden contempt of Congress charges. Well, they went to committee today to vote on that. And guess what? The House Judiciary Committee voted, I think it was 23 to 14 for contempt of Congress charges. But the House Oversight and Accountability Office also subpoenaed Hunter Biden. So they also had contempt of Congress charges they were voting on, which once again passed. And oh boy, do we have some news for that. Holy crap. Check this out, folks. Now, I wouldn't have normally covered this, but because it was so crazy, I'm sure it's all over the mainstream. I'm sure you've heard about it right now, but I got to cover it because I got to cover it. That's it. Hunter Biden makes surprise appearance at contempt of Congress hearing. That's right. They started the hearing. They were going through their opening statements. I think Jamie Raskin was in the middle of his opening statement, and Hunter Biden just barges right on in, walks in, and sits down. Oh, crap. To be honest, they probably could have had the Capitol Police go and arrest him right there on the spot. But, you know, they didn't vote on the contempt charges yet, so, But let's go ahead and get into this because it's kind of insane. We've never seen anything like this, folks. Check it out. Hunter Biden made a surprise appearance at a markup of the House Oversight and Accountability Committee on Wednesday, this morning, before the panel was set to approve a resolution to hold the president's son in contempt of Congress for defying a subpoena last month. Fireworks went off at the start of the markup when lawmakers recognized that Biden was in the hearing room. Rep. Nancy Mace asked, "Who bribed Hunter Biden to be here?" criticizing the surprise appearance. "You are the epitome of white privilege. Coming into the Oversight Committee, spitting in our face, ignoring a congressional subpoena to be deposed. What are you afraid of? You have no balls to come up here, she said. Nancy Mace did. She said a lot more than that, too. Oh, man, it was crazy. Let's keep going, though. I think that Hunter Biden should be arrested right here, right now, and go straight to jail, she added. I agree. I just said that. Rep. Jared Moskowitz then suggested the panel hold a vote on hearing from Biden right now, asking for a show of hands from the room. Only the Democrats raised their hands. Now, come on, dude. That if you want to see some fireworks in Congress, go watch that committee hearing and fast forward through the opening statements. Man, it was insane. They were going back and forth, and finally Andy Biggs gets up there and he's like, look, we need to stop with all this. You know, we need decorum in here. We have rules. And he's right. We have rules, and it pretty much shut all the BS down. But, man, it was crazy. Biden walked into the hearing with his attorney, Abby Lowell, and Kevin Morris, an associate and entertainment lawyer, is scheduled to appear before the House Judiciary Committee for a deposition next week. Biden and Lowell exited the hearing room just minutes later. Just as Rep. Marjorie Taylor Greene was beginning to speak. What a coward, she said, with Lowell then delivering a statement to reporters criticizing GOP lawmakers defending his client. It was funny, too, by the way. Comer was like, we now recognize, Miss Greene from from Georgia. And as soon as he said that, Hunter Biden gets up and walks out. It was funny. Greene was like, oh, what a coward. I guess you're scared of what I'm about to tell you. He just kept walking. It was nuts, folks. You got to go watch that. Or at least watch some highlights or something from it. It was crazy. It got me fired up, that's for sure. Hunter Biden was and is a private citizen. Despite this, Republicans have sought to use him as a surrogate to attack his father, Lowell said. Yeah, blah, 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 right? The House Oversight and Judiciary panels are moving to hold Hunter Biden in contempt of Congress after he failed to appear for a closed-door deposition last month as part of their impeachment inquiry into his father, President Biden. The younger Biden had offered only to testify in a public setting and delivered a statement to the press outside the Capitol rather than attending the deposition, saying, his father was not financially involved in my business. You can say that all you want, but Comer has the checks. Comer has the proof. The House Oversight and Accountability Office have been investigating this. They have the bank records to prove that that statement is a lie. So, he would have got contempt of Congress charges for lying to Congress, I'm sure. But Republicans said a public format with rounds of questioning cycling between members on the panel was insufficient alone for the investigation, offering a public hearing at a later date to release the transcript of the deposition. And like we've talked about before, this is how every single person that testifies before Congress goes in for a closed-door deposition beforehand. Congress has a set of U.S. attorneys that work specifically for them. They do all the questioning. It's not the Congress people that question. I'm sure they work with these lawyers and give certain questions that they want to ask, but they have specific investigators do the closed-door deposition. The actual congressional investigators are the ones that do the closed-door deposition. This is what Hunter Biden was afraid of. This is why he wanted a public setting, because he knows that they only have 5 minutes for questioning, right? You get every single congressman has 5 minutes, and that's it. You can go a little bit over, but, whatever. So that's not really sufficient to get to, because they don't coordinate either. I'm sure they could, and they might, but normally, a lot of times, when you watch all these congressional hearings play out, sometimes you hear some of these congressmen and women repeat questions, in other words. So they wanted some professional investigators to actually interrogate, I guess you could say, Hunter Biden. Closed-door deposition, get his testimony in a transcript. Then they overlook that transcript, fact-check that transcript, then do the public setting, the public committee hearing, where they then ask questions and, work everything out from there. The GOP leaders noted that initial closed-door testimony is standard for such inquiries, like I said. The Republican chairs today then are commandeering an unprecedented resolution to hold someone in contempt who has offered to publicly answer all their proper questions, Lowell, Biden's attorney, said Wednesday. The question there is, what are they afraid of? You see how Lowell is trying to turn this around? If Hunter Biden wasn't afraid to go into that closed-door deposition and had nothing to hide, he would have went. He would have avoided contempt of Congress charges and possibility of jail time from this. So they're trying to twist it around to make them think that the Republicans are the bad guys here. No. Hunter Biden was subpoenaed to go to a closed-door deposition, and he didn't show up. Facts. He said testifying first in a private deposition is a tactic that Republicans have repeatedly misused in their political crusade to selectively leak and mischaracterize what witnesses have said, citing a previous statement by Oversight Committee Chair James Comer saying that he would drop everything if Biden wanted to testify publicly, right? So why didn't he answer the subpoena then? And he says he didn't show up because it's a tactic misused by Republicans. Notice he said by Republicans. Democrats are on that committee as well. So Democrats misuse that as well. They misuse that a lot more than the Republicans do. How do I know this? I've watched a lot of those. And the Democrats are the kings of mischaracterization. They love to do stuff like that. The news media will then take that and twist it even more. NBC is the worst about this. You could have a news story that was like Donald Trump kicked a football, right? And the news headline will be like, did Donald Trump kick a football on Sunday? And it'll be like, no, Donald Trump did not kick a football on Sunday. And then they'll get some blah, 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 some BS. And then at the very end, they'll say, no, it was Saturday evening. It wasn't Sunday. It's like NBC is bad about this. CNN does it. The Hill does it. A lot of places do it. Last fall, Chairman Comer made an explicit offer that people like Hunter Biden had, like him, the option to attend a deposition or a public hearing, whichever they chose. Hunter chose the hearing where Republicans could not distort, manipulate, or misuse that testimony, Lowell said. Yes, they are scared, folks. Hunter Biden does not want that closed-door deposition because he knows how serious some of these allegations against his father are. And he doesn't want to slip up and say something wrong. That is the whole reason behind this. You can use every single excuse in the book that you want. That's not going to change the fact that you defied a subpoena, a congressional subpoena, to show up for a official investigation into the President of the United States. This is some serious stuff, folks. Some very serious stuff. And he defied that. Trying to use the excuse that, Comer said I could just show up to a public committee hearing. Saying I would show up to a public committee. No. That's not how it works. When they issued that subpoena, I'm sorry, that's all there is to it. And like I've said before, every single one of these people that goes in for a closed-door deposition, if their testimony is important to the case, then it goes to public committee hearing. That person will go to public committee hearing and get questioned by the congressman. That's how these things work every single time. If they do a closed-door deposition and this person doesn't have anything meaningful to say, they probably won't go to that committee hearing. I would suggest to everybody, go look up this committee hearing specifically and go watch it. There was some major fireworks go on here, and it was just crazy, folks. And I'm here for it, and I had to report on it. But I do have a bonus clip. I love a good burn. when somebody burns somebody else. I love a good burn, especially when a Democrat, a arrogant, condescending Democrat, gets burned. Jamie Raskin thought he was burning Nancy Mace. Just watch this clip. Just watch this. Jamie Raskin gets his ass handed to him right fast. Check this out.
I do want to commend the gentlelady who was the only Republican who stood up and voted to hold in contempt the Republican members of the House who blatantly and categorically refused to comply with subpoenas that came from the bipartisan January 6th committee. I would like to ask my friend, Ms. Mace from South Carolina, whether she's aware of all the case law which says that the committee has to engage in good faith interaction with the witnesses they've called, and they're supposed to arrive at a solution. And what do you think about the fact that the chairman on multiple occasions gave this witness the opportunity to come before the full committee, and he agreed to that?
We issued a congressional subpoena, and I know with your constitutional law background, you know exactly what that means, and he should have showed up. And because of your vote and because of your statements, you should be voting to hold this man in contempt of Congress today, right now, if you're going to be consistent on your own policies and your own words.
Gentlelady's time's expired.
And she is totally correct. You can't get it no better than that, folks. But that's all I got for this one, y'all. I want to thank everybody for watching. And y'all let me know down in the comments section what y'all think about all this. Do y'all think Hunter Biden should actually go to jail or have to pay a fine or something for defying this congressional subpoena? Or do you think, they should just let it slide? Just get him in the closed door deposition. That's all they want, right? That's what I think. There's no need to put him in jail. Just get him in there and get his damn testimony. And that's it. That's what I think. Let me know what you think. And that's all I got for this one, folks. Like I said, thanks for watching. And y'all try to have a good day and be positive. Peace.